I like starting with these because it really shows the difference between someone who's in their own way or not, someone who's offering value or taking value, someone who's making themselves feel good or depending on someone else to feel good, and someone who's real or someone who's not real. Okay? And then beyond that too, you can kind of see the communication and the win-win mentality at play. I'm going to play it. I'm like, okay, what did you learn from this? And you're all going to point out actions. You're like, well, you did this, you said this happened, she said this, she did this, and there's all this that you did. Fuck that. That's like 10% of it. What about the 90%? How am I feeling? What's the vibe? How did you feel watching it? What's the girl feeling interacting with me? That's what matters here, okay? These 4 fucking laws, it's all about how you feel. It's all about the subcommunications. The actions really, it's not what the girl's looking at. I mean, you still have to like talk a bit. The paradox is, yeah, there is a bit of logical, but that's it. The rest is zone in on the subcommunications. So we're going to play through the first one here, then the second one, and then the second one, it's the opposite, to really kind of get you zoned in, and then we're just going to start building on it.
Ich komme nicht from Hamburg, I lied.
Das hast du aber gesagt.
I grew up in Schweiz, also Französischsprache. Bisschen Deutsch und ich lebe in Amerika.
Wollt ihr euch gerade was zu trinken holen zufällig?
Was? What was that? Oh, no, my sister doesn't allow me. She's actually my girlfriend, pregnant, so we can't drink. She's my girl, well, our little son Gaspar, so she can't drink, so I support her. Oh. Why are you cock-blocking me? Why are you cock-blocking me? You're the worst. Fuck you. You're my girlfriend who's pregnant. Mein Freundin. This is my friend. Wie heißt du? Noemi. And ihr Freund? Hoi. Karin. Mein Freundin. Ich heiße Hans. Wie geht's, Hans? Ja, sie ist 2 Monate pregnant. Little baby, yeah, my baby.
Don't trust him.
What are you saying? Oh, it's special. It's special. Vitamins. It's vitamin water. Wie alt bist du? How old are you? Too young. Little baby. 18. It's my birthday yesterday. Erste Mal. First time in a nightclub. I'm so excited. Oh my god, I love it. How old are you? Why are you so small? What happened? Are your parents small? Maybe you have a different dad. Maybe your mom cheated with a mailman.
I think it's Alco.
Are you from München?
Yeah.
Come closer. I've never hugged a small little midget. Do you know the movie The Hobbit? That could be us. I'm gonna call you Frodo. Can you do me one favor? Can you look at me and be like, Gandalf, I love you. Say it. Gandalf, ich liebe dich.
Gandalf, ich liebe dich.
Say fuck me, Gandalf, I'm a hobbit. Say it. Say it, it's super fun.
Okay. Fuck me, Gandalf, I'm a hobbit.
Good girl. I like her. I love you. Do you want to get married? Fuck this one. I want to put a baby right here in you.
Okay.
I think you're old enough to legally have a baby.
Yes, I'm 18, so I can get a baby now.
Are you still a virgin?
Yes.
Yeah, you are. I would do like this. I'd be like, then the blood would go, and I'd be like,
Oh yeah. It's very sexy.
I'd be a vampire. I'd eat you out. Like blood everywhere. What would you do if you dated a guy? Say you on your period, and say he's like, oh, I love it, and he just goes down on you. Would you let him go down on you? You'd be like, no. What if he's like, no, I like it. If you love me, let me do it. And then you hear him do like this, like sucking gulps, like gulp after gulp. What would you do? Would it be weird?
It's disgusting.
And say he pulls out a little straw, and he's like,
All right. Now, let's kind of break it down through the laws here, okay? First of all, describe the vibe. Didn't give a fuck. Fun, playful. Carefree.
Non-reacting.
Yeah, non-reactive. Self-amusement. Leading. Yep. Playful.
When you're keeping the friends engaged and you're bringing like emerging sets.
Yep. What else? More. I want more. Like, say you had to describe this vibe to your friend who was not here. How do you put it into words? He's like, so, how was the vibe in that Julian clip?
Like your fun was transferring to them, you could tell by their reactions.
Be more precise. Imagine someone didn't see that. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's transferring into the reactions. What do you mean?
We're all
offering value, I would say even if they didn't speak the language, just like your energy coming off them.
Yes.
Would be like they'd understand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is big. Realize the game is pre-verbal. It's impossible to fully put this into words. If you had to explain this to your friend who didn't see it, who didn't emotionally recognize it, you can only cover a bit of it, like, oh, it was fun, it was free from the outcome. That makes sense logically, but it's something you have to emotionally recognize. And it's something that, as you said, the girl tunes into as well. It's the same as if, say, you're sitting next to each other and say you're super upset, you could probably feel that. Or he's super stressed, you could probably feel that stress. The girl feels if you're feeling good, if you're being real, and if you're offering value or not. If you're coming from abundance or scarcity, she'll sense that immediately.
So that's like the state transference?
Mm-hmm.
Like your emotional...
The law of state transference. Yeah. Not only will she feel that, her friends will feel that, and even you, when watching infield, will feel that. And you'll see that by the next video. It's like we're going to play into the opposite, where I'm not offering value but taking value, and it's not going to be as fun to watch. You're not going to feel as good watching it. What I want to say is, say, for example, the period blood. That's what's congruent to me. It's a little out there. Okay? Or like the Frodo. Like that type of humor that's a little fucked up. That's my humor. That's just who I am. This doesn't mean, by the way, that you guys need to say or do this. And that's big too. And that's one of the problems like guys have when you're only focused on the doing is like you see this and you're like, okay, well, what gets the girl? The fact that he's saying this and he's doing that. Wrong. Because then you say and do that, but when you say or do it, you won't feel the same as when I'm saying or doing it. That's what's important. Like the girl, as you mentioned, she's not looking at the actions, but at the vibe. So your question here should actually be, what's the vibe? And what can I say or do so I have this vibe? So I feel just as good as Julian when he's talking about period blood. But there is also the fact that I am aware of the girl. And interaction's two people. So notice how I don't just jump to period blood. I might say the fuck me Frodo thing first. If when I say, hey, say fuck me, I'm Frodo, or fuck me Gandalf, or something like that, and she's like, eh? Like she doesn't say it with a huge smile like this girl did here. She's like, eh? I'm not going to stack on period blood. That's a sign like, oh, okay, anything more than that won't be relatable. I'm still going to be real, but being real is not just one thing. There's many things I could say or do that are real, congruent, and that make me feel good. It's not like I'm stuck on, like, I have to say the period blood. So I'll just pick another course of action. It's kind of like I'm generating my fun, and at all times it's like you do a bit of fun, you look, is she still part of it? More fun, you look, is she still part of it? And you can generally tell by the tenseness. If there's any kind of tenseness, say in her body language, her eyes, she's kind of like, like that. Maybe take some steps back, nervous little giggle. She may say stuff like, oh, are you drunk? Are you on drugs? What's wrong? What's up with you? Shit like that means you got to slow it down. You're approaching that limit where you could be too far out that it's unrelatable. It doesn't mean that the interaction's over. It's just like you got some warning signs. And this is actually important to understand with rejections too. Guys tend to think the girl loves you or hates you. And she could switch from loving you to hating you like that. And that's what stifles you. Like that's what gets in your own way is you're expressing yourself and you're like, if I do one little fuck up, she'll hate me. It's black and white. No, rejection's gradual. If a girl loves you, she's not going to switch to hating you. She'll give you those signs beforehand. She'll signal like too much pressure, too much pressure, too much pressure. And if you just keep blindly doing your thing, then yeah, you could get the, hey, okay, have a great night. You're like, well, that came out of nowhere. No, there were all the signs beforehand that you just didn't see. The same as if you're a little too boring. What are the signs of too boring? Too loose. She's like, uh-huh. That's when you got to maybe amp it up with some period blood talk or something. Okay. No, and amp it up with something. And she'll give you more signs like too boring, too boring, too boring. Okay, bye. Oh, the rejection came out of nowhere. It's like, no, there's always the signs beforehand. Okay, and this is actually something that once you cultivate it, like still being aware of the girl while expressing yourself, you should not get quote unquote bad rejections. You know, we're going to get into a rejection compilation. They're really not bad. Most rejections like, oh, nice to meet you. Guys like, well, what are the crazy rejections where she's like throwing her drink? It's like, what the fuck? Like that should never happen. Like never happen. As long as you're aware of this. Okay, social awareness, big. Okay, and it communicates a lot of value. The fact that you are aware, that you are able to change courses of action, and that you don't lose, quote unquote, state over it. Because that'll happen too. Guys get stuck on this one thing. It's like, I gotta say the period blood. And if I don't say it, I'll feel horrible. Or I'll feel like I compromise who I am, or I feel weak. And they'll say, for example, Frodo, and say she's like, fuck, I can't say the period blood. Oh, whatever, and they lose state.
So that's not sticking to a plan, like not having.
It's having your identity or your ego like invest in this one thing. It's like you gotta be fucking flexible, and she'll see that, like, oh, he's flexible and he's socially aware. Because that too, if you're not socially aware, and the fact that you just keep doing that one thing, and when she's not relating to you, like she's not relating to it, you'll lose massive value. She's like, well, if this guy can't tell, then I'm not feeling comfortable. If he can't tell he's going too far out there, then I'm not relating. How can I trust this guy? How can this guy like be my fucking rock? How can I say if we have a kid together, how can I trust him to provide for us and the kid in the world? If he can't be this aware of like, if he has no social awareness, he'll go out and get himself killed or something. I can't depend on him at all. You know, I'd have to do everything. He'd only depend on me. And no girl wants to be around a guy like that. Okay, it's extremely low value. Yes?
What are the better signs to look for, the nonverbal or like her body language? Like what are the more I guess
General tenseness.
tenseness?
You'll sense it in the vibe, but it'll be communicated in body language and what she says and how she says it.
And that's stronger than like the sub-communication signs?
Those are sub-communications.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, if I'm like, oh, yeah, like that. It's like, okay, slow it down. Yeah, okay, amp it up. For now, I just want you guys to kind of be aware of that vibe. Like that's what you have to aim for. And once again, it's not what I'm doing. What should be like, what should get your mind spinning now is, what the fuck do you do? What can you say to be that excited? Because I can guarantee you, no one else in that environment, that venue, is offering that much value. Like no one is feeling better, as you know, fucked as it sounds, as me talking about that period blood shit. No one's offering more fun, is more carefree, and more passionate and giddy about it as me talking about that. And that's why she gets attracted. Other guys, they go up, they're like, hey, trying to be cool or trying to take. And I was like, period blood, here, check this out. No one does that.